Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bumper Show. Today is Tuesday. A wonderful day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and we will be glad in it. Welcome to the show. I'm sitting here for Kian Kwakli Chala Griffith. He's caught up somewhere in Monrovia. We're doing it together as a dual presentation. Jap Davis from the television department. Hey, my name is Isaac Red. I'm getting Jap to take a seat and get him on camera. We're having a lot of guests, and Jap will be there to go through the list of guests. I know we're going to talk by telephone to our man in Bond County, Nepolo. He's heading 23 legislative candidates in Bond County who are on, I understand, tomorrow, having a program to endorse the CDC candidate or the CDC party for the October 14 elections. Talking about endorsement is all over the country. Endorsement is all over the place. Grand Bassa, Maryland, Sino, Bond. In North County, Edward Appleton is giving his support to the Unity Party, and also in Monrovia, Woki Dollar is giving her support to the CDC. Many endorsements. Unity Party gets some, CDC gets some. October 10 candidates are pledging their support. We understand 10 has done it for CDC in Grand Bassa. 23 will do it in Bond County on tomorrow. And then I have Amara Kone doing it for the Unity Party. Endorsement is all over the place. Can endorsement be translated to vote? Can those people who are endorsing go out there and campaign? Because endorsement and campaign are two different things. Bring the votes. All right. Let me put Jap on. Jap, I'd like to say a pleasant good evening or early afternoon. Jap, how you doing?
I'm good, Chief Isaac, and thank you for the invitation. I'm glad to be sharing this platform with you today.
How could that be an invitation when we were both asked to come on the show together? So Jala got us on.
Sure he did.
All right. Jap Davis and Isaac were here on the social media is Yasazuba. Let me take a break and I'll be right back with the Bumper Show. Our guests are already trooping in. Daniel Gayu from the People Liberation Party will come 5 to 6. Jap, who comes at 4 to 5?
We will talk to members of the National Pastoral Network for Peace. So they are going to be here on the first segment of the program.
All right. Now, National Pastoral Network. The pastors are all getting involved with this and ensuring they give direction to the nation. Welcome to the show. Like I mentioned, endorsement all over. Many radio stations are relaying this program from Monrovia or Peaceville, if you may. Folks there in Grand Creek County, thank you for relaying, always relaying. Callaway in Maryland County and Barabo, thanks too. And Radio Kwake in Salala. All right, let me take this break.
Can't see something. My iBot is deceiving me.
But what happened?
That *352# on your Lone Star number and select data bono. I won't see something.
What? Like only 50 cents for 400 megabytes for one whole day?
Oh, okay. Let's check the weekly.
But I see $2 for 2.2 gig, $5 for 6.5 gig, and $10 for whole 15 gig.
I see. They get $20 US for 25 gigabytes for 1 month too.
But we say the data too plenty man for small ma.
Let me buy my own quick before they can change their mind.
The good thing about the owner data can stay long. Nobody can be sucking it.
Dial *352# to enjoy the best data offers that last longer for smarter data than life.
MTN.
Fellow Liberian women,
My name is Teresa Queen Nimlen. I'm calling on all girls and women of Liberia of voting age to come out and vote on November 14th. Vote for the ticket with a woman only. We women should stand out for our fellow women. In the House of Representatives of 73, only 8 women were elected. In the House of Senate of 30 persons, only 3 women were elected. This is unfair to women. Now is the time for women and girls of voting age to react by voting the ticket with a woman. That ticket is number 2. Say yes to a woman vice president. When you have a woman as a VP, your voice will be heard. Vote number 2 on November 14th, 2023. Thank you.
Trust me. Ma, please walk me. I'm going near Chalosha. Chalosha, what is the junction there? Yeah, but I'm going to recharge for the weekend. I enjoy Orange far away. The people get 1 gigabyte for $2 for whole 7 days.
Starting at $2, you can create your own 4G LTE data pack with the #1 mobile network operator in Liberia. Dial *352# or subscribe via the My Orange app. Enjoy using the fastest mobile network, certified by Ookla, 2nd time in a row.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
All right, ELBC Radio. We are on the Bumper Show. We are being heard across Liberia. Radio Kwake in Salala and folks in Plebo, Maryland County. Thanks to Bobby Addison and all members of the Voice of Hope FM station in Maryland. Maryland, you'll be cool. You'll be good, and nobody should let you think that you're forgetting. Maryland County, you're very close to our heart. Voice of Hope in Plebo's Odokan District, Maryland County, relaying the program on 103.2 FM, and we're also on the social media. Let me talk to Jab again. Jab, you say our first guest, the Pastoral Network, we have them around, right?
Yeah, they are already with us, just that we have to usher them in.
Yeah, sure. So thanks to the guests for coming on time. It's all about endorsement around Liberia.
Oh, sure. Endorsement all across the place. Like you just said, today I don't know whether that has happened already, that Woki Dolo will be endorsing the CDC. We also heard of Edward Appleton, that endorsed the Unity Party today, and several other endorsements. Probably some have not come to our attention yet, but there are several of them happening across the country, not only here in Montserrat, but other parts of the country.
Yeah, sure. I know that we'll talk to J. Lepulu Tolong. He has a group of candidates in Bong County. They say there are about 22 persons. Tomorrow we'll be doing a massive endorsement of one of the 2 political parties. So Lepulu Tolong will talk to us about that. Let's see, we get our guests on, and then we start the show. But let me let you know that in Nimba County, there have been a couple of endorsements in Nimba, and we will try to see where we can talk to the former superintendent of Nimba County, Edith Gonglo. She hit the grounds, former senatorial candidate hit the grounds from the United States of America, endorsed the CDC, and then she was on the trip to Nimba County and says she's basically looking for votes for the CDC. How much can she turn the numbers around? CDC around 50,000 votes in Nimba, and then the Unity Party 137,000, almost 87,000 vote difference. And I don't hear much about votes or endorsement in Lofa County, but I know on Sunday, a day or 2 ago, the former defense minister, former candidate for Senate in Lofa County, Brandy Samoka, was saying in the church with CDC standard bearer, President George Weah. Now, when everybody was running with endorsement, Mr. Samoka was quick to clear the air. He said, no, I didn't go to endorse. I had gone to honor an invitation from the president to worship with him. And in worshiping, obviously, it's not party business. So, but, sometimes you see smoke, there's fire. Let me now get our guests on. This is the Bumper Show. It's not for us. It's for you, the people who are listening across the country, and for our guests who are invited to the studios. Jap, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, so we have with us in studio members of the National Pastoral Network for Peace, Bishop Justice Nyosia. He is here. He is the presiding bishop, right, of the Gospel Missions and Education Ministry. He is also the vice chair on religious, political, and intergovernmental affairs at the National Pastoral Network for Peace. We have Reverend Jeremiah Bility, who's also with us in studio, and Pastor Ora Bople. Hopefully, we will be joined by Reverend Brown Snare later on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bumper Show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, especially in Yakuza studio. I want to give recognition and respect to Mr. Red and all of you that have caused transformation at the level of the Labrador National Television. Thank you for your good work.
And thank you for your commendation as well. So we start the ball rolling by first of all asking the organization, National Pastoral Network for Peace, to tell us a little bit about the organization, like your formation and all of that.
Let me take it from there. The National Pastoral Network for Peace was founded in 2000 with the intent to bring together pastors, indigenous independent pastors, for the sole purpose of the propagation of the gospel of Jesus Christ. As we all know, the message of Jesus Christ is holistic, spirit, soul, and body. And the National Pastoral Network for Peace have been involved in advocacy of social justice, peace, and reconciliation. The National Pastoral Network for Peace is a body that has fostered education in Liberia, and we are into relief and donation to the less fortunate. And as a religious body, our intent is to ensure that peace is the order of the day in our country, because there is nowhere like the land of your nativity. So that is the essence of the National Pastoral Network for Peace, a consortium of grassroots churches throughout the 15 parochial subdivision of our country.
Social justice and peace, and what an important time to be in our studio, especially when we all know the period we are in right now, where, you know, every other grouping or individual are also, you know, putting their voices together, you know, stressing the issue of peace. So how important is this period, especially from the view of the pastoral network?
This period is important from the view of the pastoral network because we found our country to be going through a crossroad, a very, very important time, a time of national decision making. And as a religious body that is the moral consciousness of society, we thought it expedient that our group has got an embodiment. Not only are we a moral consciousness of society, we speak to cross-sectional issues, economic issues, political issues. And because our country is going through a crossroad, we thought that no, like 2017, we stood our ground. And now in 2023, we are also standing our ground. So our essence, the reason for which we have come, is to tell the Liberian people that there is a program that is slated for the 28th, let's say the 8th, not the 28th, the 8th of November, which is tomorrow.
Okay, talking about tomorrow.
Wednesday, tomorrow. And this program is intended to reaffirm our commitment, to reaffirm our solidarity, to reaffirm our support to President George Manneh. And tomorrow program will bring together consortium of grassroots churches from all walks of life. Churches that are members of the pastoral network, and churches that have applied to be members, and churches that are intending to be members. But tomorrow program is bringing together all well-meaning Liberians from the Christian community. We are also inviting our Islamic brothers from the Christian community who believe in the developmental agenda of President George Manneh. So we are calling on all Liberians from all walks of life, including members of the National Pastoral Network for Peace, all of the grassroots consortium churches, to come tomorrow, 12 o'clock, at the party headquarters, so that we can support President George Weah and affirm our support to him, so that the development activities of President Weah will continue, will enhance, and will move forward.
So, you have several churches, and you have, I'm sure, a large membership as part of this National Pastoral Network for Peace. But reaffirming your, desire for one of the candidates, because we all know at this time we have two candidates in the race for the presidency. So affirming your support for one of the candidates, how much backing have you had from your member churches, your individual members in the various churches? Because I'm sure there are others who in some of these churches that support others.
And Benedict will pick that question.
Okay.
Because he's on mobilization.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Brother Jala. We are so grateful to be here today, and want to say thanks for the great work done here by the EFBC family. As we are speaking to you, the National Pastoral Network for Peace is working along with Sarah's grassroots churches in and out of Monrovia, in the 15 political subdivision of Liberia. We have been having a massive mobilization, and we have taken the good works of President George Manneh to the churches, to our pastors in the various counties, and they have given us their full support. Like the pastors in Nimba, they are in their gird, they are in their full preparation for this coming election to vote number 2 on the ballot paper. And as you can see, most of them tell us their conviction. They were not convicted in the past, and some of them are being convicted now, looking at the kind of peaceful nature that the president carries, looking at a sitting president who will incorporate his oppositions, incorporate the Muslim community, the Christian community, who is there in any time whenever the church needs him on whatever program, he will always show in. And Mr. Griffith,
Chap Davis, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
He's out. Yeah.
Can you imagine a sitting president who is empowered by the Liberian, looking at his convoy being blocked by protesters, by students, and such president will do nothing but rather try to calm down the situation, looking at protesters who will be given water and food whenever they are protesting, and he even provides security for them. So we have seen it necessary as National Pastoral Network for Peace, because peace is our agenda. And we have seen peace in the nature of President Weah. He's a very peaceful person. And if he had not been a peaceful person in the past 5 or 6 years, by this time Liberia could have gone back to the dark age, for which the church have been praying that Liberia will never go back to such age. And President Weah has kept the peace. And he's still keeping that peace, and that is our conviction.
Okay.
About the president, that peaceful nature. When you want to curse me, you want to insult my mother, but Liberia is all we have. We cannot destroy Liberia because of our personal interests. That is the nature of President George Manneh. I think there were time ago partisans of his party were killed, and nothing were done. though the process is in court. And can you imagine, as a certain president, you will look at your oppositions, tearing you down, doing everything, but yet you are still incorporating them. So we can see the peace, and that's the peace we are going for, because we stand for peace.
The peaceful nature of the president. Okay, so can you tell us where tomorrow? Okay, you say at the party headquarters. Okay, the CDC
party headquarters.
Okay, so there where you are going to do the endorsement.
The endorsement tomorrow by 11 a.m. 11 a.m. at the party headquarters, and we have solicited bosses. We have solicited preparational materials for our people that will be coming from Nimba, from Grand Bassa, and from the other surrounding counties closer to Morovia. The mobilization team is working, and there are various points that have been marked to pick up our people, to bring them to the party headquarters. And tomorrow will be a great day of just worshiping God, appreciating God for the peace, appreciating God for such a developmental precedent. We are doing this from our heart. We are not doing this because of belly driven. We are not doing it because of money.
Okay.
So
the National Pastoral Network for Peace, as the name suggests, is a religious organization. So I'm sure you will also have some critics who will think that these pastors, these reverends should be neutral. They should be on the fence in this entire process. But why are they taking side?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. You see, the problem with many of our people, what is happening is the lack of knowledge. Actually, politics is not evil when you look at it in the nutshell. The Declaration of Liberia Independence, it was sound in the President Baptist Church. It was not sound in anywhere else but the President Baptist Church, and our founding fathers, majority of them were reverends.
And their politics started coming closer to religion.
We are the religion. So when you even do theology, you will do theology of you do political theology, and you will also do systematic theology. And in systematic theology, there is something we call the theocracy. The theocracy form of government that has to do with the government of God. And when you look in the Bible in Revelation chapter 12, you will see that politics began in heaven, where Lucifer broke away from the stars of heaven and took along with him other angels. And he became an opposition because he took a nature of evil. And
still an opposition to today.
Still an opposition of today. And Daniel in the Bible, Daniel chapter 6, you found Daniel into government publicly, and the nation Daniel was serving in government was not a religious country. It was a paganized country, idol worship country. But yet Daniel was there in parliament. Daniel was there doing the work of government. So politics is all about governmental activities. It's all about election processes. And when you look in the church, there are some of our churches that have a system of voting for their heads. So pastors are not separated from politics. We are kings maker. It took David to be made by the prophet Samuel. So when we say Samuel was biased, when we have Abinadab, we have Shema, who came and they were not selected, they were not anointed by the prophet, but rather David was anointed in the face of all his brethren. So when we say that the prophet was biased by anointing only David and the other brothers were not selected, sometimes we have to move by the leading of the Spirit of God. And we feel this time around God is leading us to protect the developmental agenda we are seeing around here. When I was a kid coming up in the late 80s, we saw that Ghana road were very narrow. But today we can see at least 4 lanes. President Ellis started it, and George Weah completed it. And today, from the ELWA going to the Coca-Cola factory, we can now see a bigger road. In Johnsonville, we got a road from Johnsonville connecting us to a red light. We have another road today from Johnsonville to Mount Bartley, from Johnsonville to Drivers Market. I live in that vicinity. And today we have LC, we have road connectivities all around in the country.
Yeah.
So let me before you continue,
okay,
let me buttress that point that pastors are not supposed to be taking side and partaking in political activities. And that assertion demonstrates, like our brother said, limitation for some of our people who have not gotten the understanding of what politics is. Now, politics, like he was saying, is not evil, but evil men attempt to make politics evil.
Okay.
Before we became pastors, anyone that is called by God or that have got desire to the vocation of ministry, before you become a pastor, you are first a Liberian citizen, or you are first a citizen before going to any religious vocation, whether being an imam or a pastor or whoever. Now, as a citizen, you have an inalienable rights, and these rights cannot be taken away from you. And you have the right to citizenship, you have the right to vote. And every man, according to Socrates, is a political animal. And we have a right to partake in our community activities and societal activities. Now, if that is our rights to partake, if it is our right to vote, so why it cannot be our right to say who we intend and who we think that is appropriate for us to vote for? There is no neutrality anywhere. An attempt to be neutral, to appear to say you are a neutral person, you have already taken on side. Because when two people are in a battle and you are standing there and you are seeing the weaker side being defeated and you are watching, that means you are in support of the stronger side. So there is no neutrality anywhere. Anyone who attempts to claim that they are neutral in these processes have already taken a side indirectly. We as a church and as a people, we are clear with our decision. The National Pastoral Network for Peace have stood with President George Manuel Weah from 2017 and from 2005. And in 2017, we endorsed President Weah at the ATS. We endorsed him at the ATS, and that endorsement was done to tell President Weah, go and make Liberia great. Go and develop Liberia. And we are seeing with our eyes. We don't need to claim that, like some people will claim that the Spirit of God spoke to them. Yes, God is speaking to us. Yes, God speaks to us. We are children of God. We are people of God. We hear the voice of God. But it's not just about God speaking to us. We have eyes we can see. We have ears we can. Jesus told the man when John sent the disciples, say, go and ask him, is he the Christ? Or should we wait for another? Jesus replied to John's disciple, the blind eyes are open, the deaf have been risen, the dumb speak. So the point is that we have eyes we can see. We have ears we can hear. And on the basis of these developmental activities that if we attempt to enumerate, we cannot leave this place today. It's on the basis of this thing we are voting President George Manuel Weah.
Endorsement is one thing. Several endorsements, as a matter of fact, are taking place across the country. You will be endorsing tomorrow, but then the question now is, how much are you ready, to walk the walk after the endorsement? How are you going to engage? Because, National Pastoral Network for Peace, the name, in fact, sounds as if your constituency is very large. How much are you ready to get to the last mile of your advocacy?
I think
Thank you. Once again, I'm Reverend Ora Purple. We are 100% ready to reach out to Liberians. And speaking in my capacity as a female, the females are ready. And we are standing with our own on the ballot paper. Once we got Her Excellency, the Vice President, Madam Taylor on the ballot, being our Vice President, we are 100% ready to reach out to the least in this country, to the least in our community, to walk the walk.
Yeah, you talk about community because I was just concerned whether you just going to use your various pulpits to preach the message or carry out the advocacy, or you are going to enter, like they would say, the trenches.
Yeah, we are going to the community, we are going to the village, we are going to the town, we are going to the street to preach the peace of President George Manuel Weah. We are electing the minds of the Liberian, as my colleagues has said, and we are preaching the peace and the peace. Because without peace, we cannot do nothing. Without peace, we cannot establish, we cannot achieve anything in Liberia. So because of this peace that President George Weah has brought to Liberia and has kept over the years, we are ready to go to all the villages in Liberia to preach the peace, to stand by the peace, to speak the peace. So we are calling on the churches in Liberia. We are calling on the community in Liberia to come out tomorrow at the CDC party headquarters. That will once again tell President we are with you. We are supporting you 100%. We are giving our vote and we are ready to work for the next 6 years. Thank you.
Let me please come in. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't part of the conversation, but I like the introduction of the female part of the exercise on November 14. If you look at the figures from NEC, there are about 28,000 difference of female voters. You have like 1.237, 1,237,257 female voters. You have 1,234,360 male voters, meaning the women are more than the men. Now, if you see the results from NEC, 3 women senators amongst 27 men, making it 30 senators, and 8 women representatives amongst 73 members, but 65 men, with just 8 women. How come you women didn't stand by each other? What guaranteed that the women didn't vote for the fellow women in the legislature, that women now will come up and say we're standing by Madam Joel Howard Taylor?
Okay, during the election period, the women had their women group concerning the female that was going in the house or the candidate, and they have so many women and men. Like we said during one of our programs, if you wait for 2 years to start working, to becoming a representative or senator, you will be late because the men will start working earlier than that time. So we urge the women that want to go back and run as representative or senator to start working. Effectively, when they start working as like January next year, they will have more people on their side.
So you think they started late?
Yes.
Now, what guarantee now that you've the mentor you started late, so we're not going to put you there. So you are calling on female to stand by Madam Joel Howard Taylor, who has been vice president. What guarantee do we have? Or anybody listening to you can say, look, this time around, the women started late, so we didn't put in the legislature. We'll stand with Madam Joel Howard Taylor, or a woman who will lift or elevate the women cases at the level of the vice presidency.
Let me, Mr. Red, let me buttress my pastor in that regard. She will speak to it, but let me buttress her in that regard. I think that Liberia is a country of record, and on the basis of the precedent we have set, the first democratically elected female president was demonstrated in Liberia democratically. Internationally, we look for gender balance. Even biblically, the Bible says men and woman. There is no way.
My question is, what guarantee do we have that this time around, since we didn't do much in the legislature? I know you're emphasizing why we need a woman, but what a guarantee that's there that the Liberian people will say, let us lift the voices of our daughters, our mothers, our sisters by voting Joel. What guarantee?
I'm coming to that. I'm laying the basis.
You can take the time to take up the time to lay the basis.
No, okay. The guarantee is simple. There's a guarantee. Madam Joel Howard Taylor has got record of leadership. Madam Joel Howard Taylor is a leader and someone that have contributed immensely to the Liberian state. Madam Joel Howard Taylor role as a politician, as a leader, is impeccable.
And you think she can represent the women?
And on the basis of her role as a leader, she can bring good representation to the women population in our republic.
All right, thank you.
She will.
We have some guarantee that the women going to stand by you?
Yeah.
All right, Pastor Belede.
Yes, sir.
I want you to answer too.
Yeah, thank you. I've been knowing Madam Joel Howard Taylor when I was a kid coming up in the early 2000. when she was working with the UNHCR. At that time, I remember she used to go in the various counties carrying farming utensils for the women in Bone County, in Bomi, and other places. That was when President Taylor, then former President Taylor, was president of Liberia. And she had the experience because she had been a first lady. And from first lady, she has become senator. She has gone in the House of Senate and she know what it means to be a senator, what it means to pass bills, most especially for the nation. And she has also been able to serve into a lot of women groups in Liberia and outside of Liberia. And Madam Jua Howard Taylor is not just a politician. She's a very sound woman, educated, and she believes in womanhood. She believes in the value of women. And even the CDC party, she has been able to collaborate a lot of auxiliaries of women. And we believed with her, women will have voices within government.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll soon go to the line, right?
Yeah.
But I bet you have 1 or 2 questions. Let me let you know that Peter Davis, Radio Callaway in Maryland County, is relaying. Peter, thank you so much. I saw your text and all the folks relaying Grand Crew County, Radio Quacket Salala, one of our newest partners, and then Radio Cape Mount. Jenny Kemoka, thank you for relaying too. So, Jab.
And yes, just to let our audience know who are the guests we have on the program this evening, we are talking to members of the National Pastoral Network for Peace. Bishop Justice Nyosia is here. Reverend Jeremiah Bility is also here, and we have Pastor Ora Brople. They are all here as part of our guest panel on the program this evening, and they are here to talk about a program they have planned for tomorrow. That's the 8th, and according to them, they are going to be reaffirming their support to the re-election of President George Weah. So, like Isaac said, very shortly, we will open the lines to have your, have you join in to have your say on the conversation. But, talking about peace, is one thing. Talking about the issue of development is another thing. But are there other issues that people can consider for which they should look at President Weah to give him a second term based on your perspective?
Yes, thank you. We have two major candidates right now in the race, and the younger folks, more energetic, more stronger, is President George Manuel Weah. We know very well that nobody would like to give a farm work to an older person who is in their 80 years to do a very hard job that they are not able to do. But we know that with President George Manuel Weah, he's capable. Over the past 5 years to 6 years, he has been able to carry out a lot of development in the country. He has been able to unite. He has been able to unite the country. And since United Nations left this country, our security was turned over to the government of President George Manuel Weah. During the time of Unity Party, we saw the United Nations was on top of our security process. But when President Weah took over security, the security was turned over to the government. And he has been able to manage the security of this nation from the time he was placed in office up to this time. So we are asking the Liberians, if this man can manage our peace, he can manage our security sector for the past 6 years, we need to put him back the second time. We should not mind the propaganda, because there are a lot of propaganda going on, negative propaganda against our president. Like, for example, even some of us that are pastors, we have been branded ugly. When you even look in the United Party, you will see their chairman, Luther Tappe. He's a reverend. He's a reverend. He has been talking about politics, but nobody condemns him. Nobody condemns him.
All right.
Yeah.
So
we've just been joined by another member of the National Pastoral Network for Peace, Pastor Brown Snare. He's right now in studio with us. Welcome, Pastor Snare.
God bless you.
And you just came in, but we've been talking about your program slated for tomorrow, where you people have planned to, reaffirm your commitment to the re-election of President Weah. Your colleagues have been laying out several reasons. Would you like to add to that?
Yeah, I want to say God bless you first. My name is Pastor Brown, the more famous pastor when it comes to street preaching.
Okay.
And thank God for the privilege given to me to.
What do you do with the offering from Red Light?
Well, we build the kingdom of God.
I know. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
We I want to tell God thank you. And when I always say this, President Weah is God sent. If I say God sent, we have been down for long. From 1847, 1822, the nation have been going down in a dream. President Weah came in power to deliver the country. And in the first 5 years, because I call it 5 years, because in the 6th year, there was Korean virus. So I call it 6 years. 5 years. And in the 5-year periods of time, you can see the handwork. Like first time in history, if you see the development, your eye can see. Okay, look at the playground. Look at from Nima County all the way to from the Ganta, Flumpa. Look at those roads. Lofa County from Banga. Look at the roads and look at Ralphie Highway. Okay, and look at the education sector. One of the difficult things that people face in the country is education sector. Your mother said, better about paper to send her children to school. At the same time looking for something to eat. But the president said, no. Government school from 6th grade to 12th grade, tuition free, no graduation fee. There's a help. Then we look at and the time of we talk about religion, the pastors, we are politics. We are pastor, but we are human being. And also it's our right, our constitution right. This is our constitution right to be to take part in politics. Okay, example. If you look at the kingmen in the Bible, all right, all of them are politicians. I told somebody, I said, politics started from the Bible. If you look at the Revelation, chapter 12, the Bible says, and war break out in heaven. What brought the war? The devil want to overthrow God. That is politics. Because when you want to overthrow somebody to succeed the person, the politics right there.
Okay. I think your colleague emphasized that earlier on that we need to give some opportunity to the callers. I bet they've been patient enough to. Javi, you want to call the number?
Yes, so you can call us on 080514096. That's the number you are talking to on this afternoon. 08805140996. Call us on that number and talk to our guests in studio. They are from the National Pastoral Network for Peace. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, Mr. Red.
Yes, Mr. Red is here. Job Davis is here. You are live on ERBC. Let's hear from you.
All right, thank you. I'm Apostle Wonder. I call from Bong County. Okay, I want to make an input. I want to salute the men of God in studio for the program. But I want to read a scripture as my input, Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10 to 12. It says, his watchmen are blind. They are all in. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are all greedy dogs, which can never have enough, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own ways, everyone for his gain from his quarter. Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. This scripture referred to my colleague in studio. The position of believers is not where they go and trying to defend that they have their constitutional right. We but as believers, they are not all right. We're going to claim when you come to Christ. We become neutral and guide the nations in the right process than taking side with others. Now, the lady said that she's going into the villages and what have you. What is going to be her message as a pastor going to villages? Are you carrying the gospel of salvation that we were commanded to do, or are you going to what? To serve President George Weah or Joseph Boakai?
Okay.
That is not our position. That is just the street there.
Okay.
So,
we got your point.
They cannot just defend that with all these things that they are making.
Thank you for your
All
contribution.
right. But do you agree? Do you agree as pastors or as clergy, you're not neutral?
See?
Do you agree with them that there's no neutrality in as a pastor? You're not neutral. You have a side. Do you agree with them?
I don't agree with them.
You don't agree.
Because in the scripture, yeah.
So you are neutral.
We are not political.
So you no, forget about the political part. Are you neutral or not?
I'm neutral.
Oh, you're neutral. All right, but you will vote.
Yes.
Okay.
The right to vote.
All right. Then you're neutral, but you will vote. All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Pastor Brown wants to talk about that.
God is not. All right, and let's look at this. There are no neutral ground. There are no neutral ground. There are two things on earth. Either you for Satan or you for God.
All right. So no need going back and forth. He said he's neutral. So you said no. So
hello. Welcome. Tell us the name, where you call from, and make your point. All right.
Well, I want to tell all of the pastors thank you for their expertise. Sometimes the politics in Bonkadi or in Liberia are large. People now want to say the truth. When anyone running all the pastors, they get together for several times, they endorse us. But today, because so many people get that hate or the hatred because for Jowiah, everything to doing because hatred they would lie, and the lie. Just imagine you are getting me one reverend in Bonkande. We are not calling name. We were in the car. When a man was telling a friend, say, my man, the native people quit to believe people you're going to be lying with the men. The men want that you have been sharing the drugs to the people to carry time ability for our children to get places.
You say a pastor said that?
Yeah, Reverend. He's saying that Reverend, who people know him in Bonkande, he go to America, he come back in Bonkande. He said, you're going to tell the people that the men can share drugs. The Jowiah, who will take curse behind this man. Because you don't know the person anointing. You just hate them for nothing with all no reason. You get nothing to offer them. When we were fighting, this man was living for the comfort zone, coming to Liberia, helping Liberian. When the Royal JK helping Liberian. But today, this one man has become a wicked man to every Liberian because people who are not working, they want to work.
Thank you. Let's take this call. Let's hear from Bobby Allison, who's been calling us. Let's get in on. Bobby, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to make your contribution?
Yes, sir. I called to make my recommendation.
Okay, let's hear from you.
Let me first greet my people in the Southeast, the Voice of Hope Radio, and those in the Ivory Coast listening to us close to Taboo by way of the Voice of Hope Radio.
Please make your point. Make your point, please.
Yes, I will make my point, please. I have to acknowledge my people first.
There are many persons on the line. There is no for acknowledgement, sir.
My recommendation, please. You are going to have a good program, but please, the next time, please extend this into the Southeast and other part of Liberia to be part of this program. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Bobby.
Okay.
We'll go to the telephone line. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ryan. Good afternoon to the countryman in Liberia.
Welcome.
My name is Abraham Political Mojo Setu, and I call from the most talk about Baguba Avenue, Dogomes Avenue. Let me appreciate your studio guest. I think the decision to support the real is important. When you read the book of Romans chapter 7, verse 1, it says, leadership from God and we should obey state authority. So people who say, it's not important for men of God to support or I think
So I wish them well in the endeavor.
Okay, all right. I don't think we have much time now, so we can probably squeeze in one more call. Then we go around the table to take our party comment from our guests. So let's hear from this person. Hello.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, thank you. This is Paul Filter. I call from Blue Whiskey, Grand Jura County. Okay, I want to appreciate the pastor that are in studio. They set it off. Because other people want to preach that an enemy and politics. The old pastor that want to run campaign. They say government needs to go. Politics can be preached in the church, in the school, and also out of the community. So when I'm saying that, talking that, oh, pastor, that's not to preach politics, it means that they not just say to themselves, because they say during the time, pastor then been at the forefront, been running campaign for the Unity Party. We have to speak. The chairperson, we should look up that Unity Party chairperson, is a Reverend, and he serves as chairman for the party. When the ever commented on look up that or it must be other person before they comment, you see that the problem how we get.
All right, we got your point. We got your point. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now wrap it up, but let's start around the table and begin with you, Pastor Brown.
Well, I want to say to God be the praise. To all Liberians. To all Liberians. Peace-loving Liberia. And one of the things I want to appreciate God for in Liberia, in West Africa, Liberia is the only country when it comes to religious crisis, Liberia is free. Because we understand ourselves. Everybody to their own place. And we do not criticize one another. So be a Muslim, be Hindus, you are welcome on the 14th to vote President Joshua. And I can tell you, brother, if you love development, if you want your children to have better future, if you want Liberia to be like other Western country, because this man, he have a vision until we can give him a second chance, and every Liberian will see what you're going to do. Okay. So I want to tell all of that, let them come on board and wake up, and to all this sedition, whether you are disenchanted, whatever happened, let bygone be bygone. Lord pastors, whatever happened, let everybody turn up. Because if you not come out to turn out to vote, then what you don't expect to happen, it will happen. Okay. But when you vote, then the country will take a better path. Okay. So let everybody come out to attend to the party on the 14th of November. May God bless all Liberia.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. This gone Sunday, the Liberty Church, Pastor Doma gave the nation flag to one political candidate. No one calls him to condemn what happened, but because we are going for judgment and they are bringing us, well, we stand for our conscience and we stand for our character. We have lived good character over the years, those that knows us, and we remain who we are. So we are saying to our people, tomorrow by 12th, we will be at the party headquarters to celebrate and to have the reaffirmation of our president. These are the various pick up points. If you want to get at the party headquarters tomorrow, to all of the grassroots churches, all of our pastors, those of you who are not part of the National Pastoral Network and the grassroots churches, you are welcome on board. You are welcome on board tomorrow. Don't sit on the fence. Don't be afraid. Come out and let's celebrate the second date of our president. We have Pakopin Junction. That is one of the pickup point. Buses will be there to get our people. We also have the FDA Junction. FDA Junction. We have Jacob Field. We have Zeze Community. We have Dupero Junction. We have ELWA Junction. Those of you in that vicinity can make an ELWA Junction. We have the radio station Rock Hill, NVDC. We also have Johnsonville Turning Point. Those of you who want to go, you can meet there. We have Drawers Market
We have Drivers Market. You can also meet at Drivers Market. We have Stephen Turbo Estate is one of the point. We have Bannersville Junction is one of the point. We have Iron Factory, which is one of the point also where you can get the bus to get the party headquarters tomorrow. We have Topo Village Junction.
I bet you have other means to communicate with your other fellow Christians. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
John the lady. Maybe you need a text message or your WhatsApp group chat. That will be good for you. Thank you, Pastor Belede.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we want to say thank you for the time. We are calling all the females in Liberia. Please come out tomorrow. The CDC Party headquarters. Come out in your numbers. Come out and let us support our president and our vice president. Come out because of the development. Come out because of the peace. Come out because of the good work that you see President Weah do. Forget about your political background this time around and come out to support President Weah because he's our heaven sent. God bless you.
Okay, so my parting comment will be tomorrow is going to be an auspicious program, a very, very wonderful time of worship and prayer fest. We are calling on all Liberians, well-meaning Liberians who believe in the development of President George Manneh Weah. We are calling on the Christian community, even our brothers in the Islamic world, to come and fellowship with us. We're going to reaffirm our commitment to President George Manneh Weah re-election come November 14. And besides that, to close, the first caller who just called, I realized as a theological instructor, he lacked all theological basis. He lacked all basis of the theological debate. His exegesis is weak. He has no iota, and
so thank you.
He's very blatant in his argument. So we think that we want to say thank you, Mr. Ray, and thank you to Manneh Liberty for transforming this place. That's what President Weah does on the basis of your young people have taken over the ERBC, and today the ERBC is transformed. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow is a program. Tomorrow the 8th.
All right, thank you. So Christians, non-Christians,
members of the National Pastoral Network for Peace, Bishop Justice Nyosia, Reverend Jeremiah Belete, Pastor Brown Sinner, and Pastor Ora Poplar were all here as our guests on the first segment of the program. Keep listening to the Bumper Show. This is not your usual collabo anyway, but howbeit we are here with you. Isaac Red, Jab Davis, we're here with you and taking you up to 6 o'clock this